Right, it's the 23rd of July 2025. Give you a timestamp. 2 p.m. and I'm just on the outskirts of Handumanan doing a bicycle loop. I stopped in for a C2. I have the bike over there. This kid is getting some change so he can share $1.20 with all his mates over there. This guy's having a good laugh playing some computer games. And there's a school over there. Relatively peaceful day today. The rain has just stopped. The storm has headed off down yonder, possibly en route towards Singapore and one of those more southern regions. There's no fire without any smoke, as they say. I wonder what they're cooking up over there. So I was out and about one day not so long ago, and there was some fishermen rooting around in the river down there, and I was standing around there where that tricycle driver is. Hello! That man's off to sell some gas. I was standing there. I said hello to the men, and then for whatever reason dropped my phone through that metal grid, and it landed. You can see underneath the grill. It didn't land in the water, thank fuck. It landed on a little sod of grass that was just pushed up against one of the pillars, and I could see it through the grill. I was like, oh, I can't believe it, I can't believe it. So I went down, and the fishermen who had been staring up at me like I was a pink elephant eventually figured out what I was doing. But I came down to do some sign language. They helped me out and I gave them some pesos, long story short. A funeral procession now. The local police at the front. Back to the memorial. I hope my funeral can be as well. Look at, there's about 50 people in that car. I hope my funeral will be as fashionably participated as this one. They're all having a little look now, going, look at that, hey, look at, yo yo yo. Oh yeah, she's getting the right send off. So it makes no odds if you got money or you got no money. Probably if you got no money, you get a better send off. How many people do rich millionaire, billionaire bastards have at their funeral? Hi! The wave with these guys. Hello! Yeah, you know, in the olden times they used to pay people to cry at funerals. That's a fact, true story. That tradition continued all the way up until like the 18th, 19th century. Wealthy people who didn't have any people in their wealthy people who didn't have anybody left to attend their funeral would pay local women to come and cry over their coffins. Right, just stopped here on the side of the road. Good afternoon, how are you, my friend? I said I'll go in and have a little pray. I'll go in and have a little think. See, you don't have to be a religious person to be able to enjoy a moment of reverence away from the hum and the drum
the monotony of everyday life. See, these houses of worship would normally have quite a lot of work put into them. Like, there's quite a few fancy relics up there on the wall. You have to have the Virgin Mary. It wouldn't be a Christian church without the Virgin. Oh, there she is. The Holy Mary. She was a pauper Jew without a penny. And God came down from heaven and said, listen to me, Mary. I have something for you. Here's a chair like the Game of Thrones. And a couple of fans on the wall, and then your man next door is tapping away, fixing the bicycles and everything else. But I might take this moment to talk a bit about phone addiction. Yeah, why not? Phone addiction. This is about my third cycle in the space of 10 days that I've done this loop right on my doorstep. You know, I just go out the door, jump on the bike, and within a couple of minutes I'm in the countryside. Like, I'm fairly far out on the outskirts of bacolod, right, so that the countryside is right on my doorstep. And I have noticed of late that my distraction, my ease of distraction is one thing, but like, it's more like a low-level hum just beneath the surface, like a thing that you can't quite put your finger on. I've been trying to pick up the pen recently, just to put paper to the pen, not doing step work, actually just writing short stories, and even that habit has become difficult. So I'm going to see if I can set up a WhatsApp group with other people in recovery to see if we can do some phone addiction, at least to have a better awareness around it, some discussion about it, and build myself up to trying to get a couple of weeks off the phone. Like, at the moment, I don't even know what that looks like, to be honest. So I know that means wake up in the morning, don't touch your phone, put your phone in a box somewhere. Anyway, it's not going to happen today. I'm using my phone to make a video. Okay, and just pulled in on the side of the road here, a nice little coffee shop, and I've ordered myself some coffee and some burgers, and just enjoying the moment now, watching some guys lifting some heavy things. There's a few people around me probably thinking to themselves, what's that guy doing over there? Talking to himself, which is one of the features of what I was talking about earlier, that phone addiction situation. It's always difficult when I'm looking at myself in the phone, whatever it is about when the camera's on and it's pointing at you and you're trying to formulate your thinking, but at the same time you're seeing yourself through your mind's eye. It takes some getting used to. That's why we often look away when we're in the middle of our rants, in the middle of our shares. Anyway, I doubt there's a person on this planet who wouldn't have the feeling like something funky is going on when they walk into a restaurant or a public area. At any given time, there's like 50 to 70% of the people on their phone. Oh man, there's so many flies. There's so many flies all over the place. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to hang on for my food. You know, Philippines is one of the worst countries for phone addiction and social media usage. Apparently it's like a good 30% above what their nearest neighbouring country is using. It's 3.5 or maybe it's 4 hours a day. I'll have to ask my AI now in a minute.
What's the average length of time that a Filipino person spends on their phone? I don't spend too much time on social media, but I certainly bounce between YouTube and Spotify and other apps on my phone, so it's the same thing. There was a guy talking about end stage alcoholism the other day and comparing phone addiction to end stage alcoholism, as in social media really only took off from 2004 or thereabouts when Facebook came on the scene, and it has been growing almost exponentially ever since, so that most people that are born these days are born into a world where phone usage is the norm, and so they grow up messaging everyone and become awkward at a certain age. They awkward in social situations. A lot of them would a lot of them would describe a serious sense of loneliness and despair, inability to form proper relationships, and that's also as a result of porn addiction. I mean, porn addiction and phone addiction can be paired together. So I've read a little bit up on how to go about phone abstinence, and I met a guy down in Dumagetti who had said he quit cold turkey, and he described to me that he felt awesome after a very short space of time. So look, I feel like I'm getting closer and closer. I've shared recently about that Atomic Habits. The author of that book, Atomic Habits, has described it like a nail in a piece of plywood, and you need to slowly remove it. Every day you move 1% closer towards your goal of defeating the habit. Alright, I'm going to leave it there. My burger's on the way.